Hello, I have 3 videos I'm gonna do today. Actually 4, because in Sync United last night, I need to get all the feelings out. Okay, but first, top 5 silent films. I've seen a lot of silent films, and this was kind of not that difficult. I've seen like almost every Buster Keaton silent film, almost, including his shorts with Art Bunkle. Yeah. Um, but and so like I have, and I also have 2 Lillian Gish films who I love so much. This precious little woman. I appreciate her movies very much. Okay, number 1 is A Journal with Buster Keaton. 2, Orphanage of the Storm. Oh my god, Lillian Gish and Dorothy Gish, Orphanage of the Storm, was on Netflix. I think it still might because it is public domain, so I don't know. It might still be up there. Most of the films are on Netflix, if not all of them, most of them, because they are public domain, and you don't have to pay to put them on there, so there's a lot on silent film on there. But Orphanage of the Storm, it's very intense. It's extremely, extremely intense. But Dorothy and Lillian do such a great job with it, and it's such a wonderful story, and the acting's great, and you need to see it. Number 3 is The Gold Rush of Charlie Chaplin. It was actually the first silent film that I started with on Netflix, and to go from there. I mean, I love The Gold Rush. 4 is Way Down East, Lillian Gish, again. And this one, she was on a river in the snow and the ice. She was on a piece of ice, and it was real. It was outside. It was freezing. She was out there like 5 hours or longer, and she was like laying on it, and she got frostbite on her body somewhere. If you get where, I think her mouth, and then somewhere else on her hand, or her, no, it was her face. It was her face, and I think her, because she was laying like that. So, like that whole side of her, where she was laying down, was got frostbite, and she couldn't move her mouth as well after that, or her hands very much after that, because they were so messed up from that. Silent film. They were laying on a piece of ice in the movie. They were doing it. They weren't. It wasn't cardboard. It wasn't a green screen. If they were doing it, said what they were doing in the film, they were doing it. And then 5, Intolerance. I love that movie. That was like, it's a really long movie. I think it's maybe 3 hours. I don't really remember. So maybe 2 or 3 hours. It's an epic movie, and it's really eye-opening, I think, and really, like, it's outdated, but it's not, because the subject matters of the movies still kind of are relevant today, where Intolerance is still here. And Intolerance, the movie, was made during like the silent picture days, and I'm talking about Intolerant, and we're in 2013 and we still have it. So yeah. You're not any better than they were, really. We're a lot more tolerant now to like other people, but there's still a lot of intolerance in the world, and this is 2013. You think could be done by now, but I think it never will be. But those silent films are amazing, and like I said, like a silent film, if they are doing something, if they're like, I'm gonna do this, they're doing it. It's not a prop. It's not. They didn't use stunt doubles. They didn't have a green screen. So you see them doing what they were doing. Especially Buster Keaton. He did all his own stunts. And there's Sherlock Jr., Steamboat Bell Jr. Steamboat Bell Jr., where he's standing in the house, and the house falls over him. that was done in one take, no rehearsal, because they couldn't do a rehearsal because it had to be done in one take in order for it to work. I had to stand still, and that the house fell over him, and the window was like supposed to land over him, and it did, thank God. But they said if he moved an inch any direction, he would have been crushed to death. So these people in silent film, they really put their life on the line, and they did such a great job in their movies. Like, that's why I have so much respect for film actors, because they did put their life on their line. And this was before safety was a consideration when doing movies. It wasn't like, look at a stunt double, or those, you didn't have a green screen, they didn't have like the ability to fake any of this, really. But so a lot of it is like, oh, that's so crazy, they could have died, and yes, they probably could have really died, and they put their life on the line to entertain everybody. And this was before film was even what it is, It was before anyone was like that interested in it. So, putting their life on the line for something that may or may not have succeeded. So, they were very brave, I think, film stars. So, you think people now, the action stars now are impressive? Watch film, be like, what? So, yeah, that is all for this video. I have 3 more to do, so that is all.